Good morning, my friends. Happy Thursday. I am excited to be with you today and share with you a few tips and a really fun card. I've got some previews I'm going to show you as well. Um, and and this is kind of a new format for me. I'm live on Facebook and YouTube and my blog, so no idea where you're coming from. And I hope that you can hear me. The fan started running on the laptop, so I switched to earbuds. So if you're here and you can hear me, then please give me a thumbs up. Um, Although actually, now that I've said that, I didn't switch to it here, so okay, let's see. All right, still says it's okay. So now I've switched to AirPods, earbuds, whatever these things are. Um, and hopefully you'll be able to hear. Um, and I'm just going to check. Come on. I don't see anybody jumped on just yet. Uh, so are you there? I've got the volume turned down. I'm afraid this is going to give feedback. Okay, I've got sound there. Oh, darn. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I am sharing with you today a card that I made for my team swap a few weeks ago. And I've been sitting on this and waiting anxiously to share for everybody to get their cards. So, how this swap worked and what we did, in case you're not familiar, I was approached by a member of my team about organizing a swap with the team, and we kind of batted around a few ideas, and we decided to do a swap around the new catalog. So this was July, and the new mini catalog had just gone live, and celebration had just started. So we that's what we went with. We asked that the theme of your card feature products from the new mini catalog, and that you used current merchandise from either the annual or the mini. You could even, I guess, technically use the clearance rack for that. So we have about 55 members of the team, and we had 12 join the swap, which we thought was really, really cool. Great turnout for our first time because, and I'm guilty of this too. It's not even a guilt thing, but sometimes you kind of want to stay on the outside edge and see what it's all about before you jump straight in. So we had 12 brave souls that jumped in, and I'm going to show you the cards that we made. Um, while we wait on some people to join us. So let me switch down. Okay, first, let me show you. This is the card that we're going to make today, and I'm calling this a faux step card. A step card involves taking, half a sheet of cardstock and cutting, doing some fancy cutting and scoring. It's not fancy, measured cutting and scoring on this sheet of cardstock to make the step. Today, we're going to create that look with two pieces of cardstock. So this is the card we're going to make today. Let me show you some of the swap cards that we got. So, and I hesitate to take them out of the packages because some of the information about who made the card is actually in the envelope. So this lovely card, check this out, guys. This is not the coolest. And there's more. There is actually a ribbon back here that lets your greeting slide out. So how fun is that? Get back in there. So really cool card. And yeah, I got to take the time to actually put these back a little bit. Um, so there is that one. I won't take the ones out that don't have that you don't have to see the movement of, but this is another one that had kind of a fun gatefold to it. So they do such amazing work. And this one too, wonderful fall card. So the July to December catalog is covering occasions that we typically see from July to December. And just really, really pretty. Same size, just just scored just a little differently to achieve that 3/4 look. And then this one, she dressed up the envelope as well and did lots of watercoloring in that. Then this card, she's got, let me take it out so you can see a couple of things. So she has used the puff paint to add some snow, and then I think that this might be the mother of pearl paper down here. I'm not quite sure, but it's got some little extra something to it. Then this card, I love green, so really love this. And these little red berries are created using the Pearlized Enamel Effects Basics. So she just added dots of that to her wreath and then let them dry to give her a little shimmery element. So you can create your own embellishments that way. And if you use your silicone mat, you could create a bunch of different sizes and then use them all at darn. You create a bunch at once and let them dry and then add them to your cards. This gorgeous card, and this has some decoration on the inside. And some others might also, and I forgot to look. But you remember as a kid, throwing these around, these little whirlybirds or helicopters. I think they had a few different names that we associated them with. Okay, I'm starting to get a little concerned that we don't have people on yet. Love this, love red. This is gorgeous. A little bit of stamping on the inside as well. We even had a brand new member of our team join the swap. She is a scrapbooker primarily, but she wanted she needed a new planner and took advantage of the joining special so she could get the planner. And so this is her Happy New Year card, and she used these snowflakes, these little iridescent snowflakes that are in the mini catalog, and this bundle that is a punch bundle. So well done, Amy. We're so glad that you're here and that you were brave to join in on the swap. Then this card, and that's so funny. I think this is Lori's card, and she just jumped on using that barn. We've got some green, mostly black and white, and then these pops of green. And really cool feature, she has got the base of this die cut down flat, but she put the dimensionals on the top so they kind of stand out in a little different way. I've never done that before. So lots of cool techniques that you learn when you participate in something like this. All right, go back in there. There you go. And then the last one has a lot of dimension to it as well. We shared these on the team meeting on Tuesday night, and people were like, oh my gosh, the bar is set high now. How will we ever, not sure we'll be brave enough next time to try it then too. But Dana did some clear embossing on this pumpkin here, and we're actually going to do some clear embossing today as well. And just a really pretty fall card. I believe this is the bundle that I am featuring in September for the card club. So, all right, that is the swap. Then pull out the August calendar and show you. So we are here on the 11th. Still got a lot of August left to go, although to right here. Next week, I will be live and have a full class with an ordering special so that you can, I'm going to make actually 5 cards during the class, and then with an order purchase, you can get that card kit for free. Next week is also Fun Friday, Craft Day in my studio. You can join me and use my tools and stamps. If you're local, that's a great fun thing to do. And then next Saturday is Card Club. That's a little early because the following week, that would normally be Card Club, I'm going to be away. So the Card Club will be on the 20th or the 31st. So you can attend whichever one works better in your schedule. Card Club is first, and then the Christmas class is directly afterwards. These are the gorgeous designs for the card class. Card Club. Card Club is a monthly subscription. Once you've been with the Card Club for 6 months, you get a swag bag worth $25. Every 6 months, you're going to get that when you've been with us 6 months consecutively. You can also take the class a la carte, but it doesn't have quite the same level of perks when you do that. So you can cancel anytime, so there's no risk to joining. I love this card. I actually colored the embellishments with a Stampin' Blend, so that's card number 1. Then this card, very simple, adding some die cuts and stamping a greeting on a label with this super, super soft ribbon. This card's got a little bit of coloring to it. You can color these in so many different ways. You can color with your watercolor pencils, your Stampin' Blends, or even your water painters. Cindy and I are busy finishing up the videos for our watercolor techniques class. So you can, if you took that class, then you can put your skills immediately to work on the card club this month. And then this really, really simple, really pretty. Y'all, sometimes the simpler they are, the more beautiful they are. So don't feel like you have to have an over-the-top card to be beautiful, because you don't. This card also has some coloring in it as well. That is Card Club. The Christmas card class this month is featuring the gnomes, the sweet, fun little gnomes. And so here is a warm wishes card, and they have little embellishments to make their little cheeks. Colored that with blends. Then this little gnome I cut from the DSP, the gnome and the mushroom. And I stamped the inside as well, added a little bit of decoration. So don't forget your insides, and don't forget no naked envelopes. So pretty basic design there. Love this gnome, who is primarily die cut, and then pulled in one of those snowflakes and a little bit of embossing here, heat embossing. And then this card is a fun fold. If I can get it out and show you. So looks, pretty innocent right here. Has some bling and a little bit of coloring. This one, the mushroom, is cut from the DSP, stamped here. But when you pull it open, look at all of this fun. So you've got 3 panels, finishing up with some mushrooms and a place to add your greeting on the final panel. So get to spotlight some of the DSP. It's kind of got a little bit of everything, doesn't it? It's got some bling, it's got some ribbon, it's got some coloring, it's got some designer series paper, and die cutting. So those are the 4 designs in these card classes. You make 2 of each design. This design might look familiar. We made it in landscape orientation in the He's the Man class last month. Just going to put those back where they go, or I will forget. Hello, Jennifer. Good to see you. Okay, so that's what's coming up in August. The Summer Scoops Stampin' Special continues. We are working my way towards the Norway cruise. I got a little ways to go. So this is the special when you, for July and August. You have ways to earn scoops, and those scoops are going to earn prizes. I have a challenge like this going on in my team as well. So we had 19, I think, entries during the team meeting on Tuesday, and gave away some fun prizes there. So don't worry, if you meet the category, I am adding you in, and then I'm posting that to the blog to share how we're doing. Okay, here is the big tracker working our way towards the Norway cruise. I've got about 5,400 points to go. And people ask, how they can help. Um, you help by being here, but I earn points with purchases. When you attend a class, that counts because that includes product. Those are purchases that are made. When you buy the products, then those equal points as well. So I appreciate all that you do. And if you'd like to place an order, I'm very appreciative. If you're just here to have fun and learn tips, I love that too. I appreciate the interaction. It makes it a lot more fun than just hearing myself talk. Um, in August, there were some additional products added to Celebration. So you have some more choices. Some of the items have sold out from that were in the brochure. And so we've added some products from the catalog that you can select as free now. There is a timber embossing folder, the gingham embossing folder, the seashells embossing folder, different sets of specialty papers. There's the brushed metallic paper and the silver foil pack of paper. Those are, so all the embossing folders, those two papers, as well as the craft gift boxes, you can select with a $50 order. And then if your order tops $100, you can select from 4 different sets of dies. So you could get the Flowers of Home, the Dots and Spots. I just got that. I haven't had a chance to use it yet. The Daffodils dies or the Aspen Tree dies, and I just got those as well. So hopefully I'll be trying those out soon as well. All right, guys, maybe we should get down to business. We are working with the Decorated with Happiness bundle today. It has, I love this greeting, wishing you a season decorated with happiness and wonder. Isn't that what the Christmas season is all about? The Decorated with Happiness bundle, let's see if I can remember the page. Oh man, guess I cannot, can I? I'm just flipping along. Oh, there it is. Okay, page 27 in the mini catalog, the July to December mini, features this bundle and these fun little flat jingle bells. I didn't use those on this project, but I'm going to have to use this soon. I think this bundle is going to have to be featured on a larger scale. I love it. And my card might look a little familiar. It might look a little bit like this guy here. That's no coincidence, right? It inspired this. But I have to tell you, these images, I love these images. The fonts are fun. I really wish my handwriting was like this. But I'm going to date myself, but that's okay. These ornaments, did you ever have these these ornament styles in glass on your Christmas tree? These guys? My grandparents did. And my brother, as a toddler, as a baby, was a big guy, and he enjoyed food. He was attracted to bright and shiny, and he ate one of these ornaments. So that's my story about my brother, and he's fine. Well, he's a brother, still a brother, but he ate one of these ornaments, and as he's just swallowing for all he can, my mom is fishing it out. He was so his birthday is the end of November, so he was not quite 2, or maybe just turned 2, I think. Maybe just turned 1. I don't know. He was young. And yeah, so their tree was short 1 ornament that year because it didn't quite get broken. It got, crunched. So the things that kids do, right? All right. And guys, give me a second. I'm just going to no, I'm not, because I will need it sure as the world. Okay. Let's start creating. Our card features some, I don't know, it's got everything. And I'm just going to kind of talk about it as we go. Otherwise, I'm going to get myself all messed up. I've already cut my pieces. And one of the reasons I liked this card was that it was just pretty quick and easy to do. Is this half a sheet of cardstock, so it's 4 1/4 by 11, and then you score it so that it will do the standing part like that, right? Then we're going to decorate this background to give it the little snowflake look. I think those are snowflakes. And I want to show you that there are different ways to do that, because you may not have all of them at your disposal. So I'm going to share with you the clear emboss first, because that's what I did on my first card. And I'm going to grab a block. And then there are two sets of little snowflake ornaments or snowflake stamps. And I just put them together to cover more surface. You see that? So they're just, and this is one. There's this one that's kind of longer, and then this one, and I just tucked it there so that it would cover a bit more. It'd be faster to cover because I was covering a big area. All right, now I need the Versamark ink. I have a brand new Versamark here. And if you haven't seen, the Embossing Buddy is back, and it is back with some additional friends. So on page 49, so it's here. So the Embossing Buddy, this lovely brush, and these tweezers, and I used those in Tuesday's video, and the tray. So we're going to talk about how to use that. So this is a great combination, and that's what we're going to use for the clear embossing. I'm just going to do this little sample quickly first, and we'll do all three to show you how this works. Okay, so if you are heat embossing, the Embossing Buddy is designed so that the Versamark ink sticks where you want it to, but doesn't stick anywhere else. I'm just going to ink up my stamp and stamp it. And I'm doing this a few different ways because I want you to see that you can achieve a very similar look different ways. Because don't think you can't make this card if you don't have one of the pieces of it. Okay, so the way your tray works, so I've stamped it in Versamark ink, which is sticky. And then I'm going to sprinkle the embossing powder over it. Funny thing, I wrote I made my little labels in the ink that I use in my planner. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I remembered that that ink actually becomes invisible when you add heat. So I was like, oh, that won't work. Okay, so a lot of these little tweezers, they're holding that in place. So give this a second. And this is clear embossing powder, so it's really just going to give kind of a background image and some shine. It's a, and when I'm watching this change, I'm watching for it to start to shine. Okay, so that is the clear embossed look. I don't know that I'm going to be able to, oh, I forgot to turn this light on. I don't know if that made any difference, but there is some shine to that one. Oh, you can almost see it over there. There you can see the shine. Okay, now what does it look like if it is just Versamark and no embossing? You get another tone on tone. This is a little more subtle. Okay, now I'm going to clean that, and I'll stamp it in Pool Party ink because this is Pool Party cardstock. And that would also achieve a tone on tone look. So there you have it. 3 different options to achieve that background effect. So the Versamark is definitely the most subtle. Pool Party, you could stamp off and get closer to the Versamark if you wanted something more subtle. The clear embossing is what I went with for my sample, and it's what we're going to use on our card as well. You can do some cool things with Versamark and clear embossing powder. You can actually ink up your stamp in Versamark, then stamp it in your color ink, and then apply clear embossing powder and effectively emboss in a color. So we'll have to share that sometime. That might be a technique that we need to do at some point. All right, so this is my card base, and I'm primarily interested in getting these little snowflakes here. And I'm going to do more this time because I don't want the absence of the snowflake to draw your eye, if that makes sense. And just kind of, rotate your stamp around. The middle part of this will be behind that flap. It's a little tricky to hold on to and flip. Versamark ink is slow to dry, so I am fine to do all of this stamping and then add the powder. In fact, when I made those cards for the swap, so I made 13 of them, and I made about 4 or 5 at a time, inked them up with the Versamark, and then added the powder. And of course, in the fold, not going to show up as much either, but okay, I think we're good there. And then so I haven't talked very much about the planner that is the joining special during this celebration. It is a lovely planner. I would show it to you right now, but mine is actually downstairs on display. I had it on display for my classes. The joining special, even without the planner, ordering your starter kit is an excellent bargain, the best bargain in the catalog, because you pick the products that you're interested in yourself. There's not a set kit, which is a bit different than other direct sales companies. So some people choose the cut and emboss machine. Some people might add the Stamparatus to their kit. Now I'm not going to clean this up right now, but I will use the spout at the end to funnel that right back into my little jar. And if I had any stray parts that had stuck, I would just use my brush to brush those off. And then these little tweezers, these guys are great, especially if you're holding something small, because they won't let you burn your fingers. Or they'll help prevent burning your fingers. And I'm sorry, this will take just a minute. This is the downside of doing as large a an area as I did is that it will take a few seconds to heat set, and I didn't do one ahead of time. I guess I should consider that for future. Come on. Later today, I am going to do some creating with the little Scotty that is in the mini catalog. That is a bundle with the little Scotty dog. And it's just too cute. All right. I think that's about, when you're working with white embossing on a dark color, it's pretty obvious to see when the change happens. It is not quite so obvious with clear embossing in this kind of tone-on-tone manner. All right, that has got that, and you can see how that compares. So that is our middle. We need to cut our snowflake paper. So this paper is very cool. It has both kind of an iridescent look on some of the sheets, and then some of them are flocked. And in the blog post, I've shown you, I made this card with the iridescent, and then I made it with the flocked. And man, this is so cool. I got to find something to use with this. Get that out of the way. This is the paper that we're going to use, kind of these random circles, or, snowballs, snowflakes. I don't know. This one, I don't think this is exactly the same. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's another larger snowflake. Then we start with the flocked. So love this kind of velvet feel to it. And then there is a flocked piece of this. And then another flocked piece of large snowflakes. And I'm safe to set that there. And for our panel, all the dimensions are already posted on the blog, so you don't have to worry about memorizing them right now. You can just go there. If you subscribe to my email list, then this will be emailed to you this afternoon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. And 5 and 3. Okay. Oh, if I move a little stiffly, if I seem to be moving a little stiffly, I am. Yoga. My friend Rosemary talked me into doing some yoga, and it is trying to kill me. All right, so this is the piece that is going to come. We're going to put this on this panel right here, and I am just putting some adhesive. I got a good shot that that will be hidden by one of these panels. Usually with vellum, you need to be careful with how your adhesive goes on, but if you didn't know where to look, there's a piece here. I think the piece is here. This third one is down here. It's very hard to see on this particular vellum. That's got that. then I think we are ready to do some stamping, and then we'll get to assembly. All right, I'm just going to keep that handy there. This piece is for our inside, and I went ahead, I do have one of it ready because you're going to see the other stamping. I'm okay using that. So that will be for our inside. Let me show you how we're going to stamp these three. This is two-step stamping. One must have your stamp set, however. And we're going to stamp the pine. And then that's hanging over, but that's okay. And then we're going to stamp the solid. So we'll do that in garden green and granny apple green. And then we're going to use the Stamparatus for the next piece. And I have just recently had my mind blown. I learned something new. So of course I've got to share that too. And you can see, trying to figure out where this needs to go so you can kind of see what I'm doing. That looks like a good place. So I am just going to ink this up. Oops. Well, darn. Put it very carefully and then jar it. There is a die that goes with this that cuts out these pine needles. It's just beautiful. Okay, so that is the garden green. And since I've already got the inside done, I can put that away and then grab the granny apple green. And stamp over it. Now I think that I stamped off. Let's I think I did. So stamped off just means that image is going to be a little lighter than it would be. So it's a second generation image. This might see those terms used. That's all for those. And we can actually put those down on our panel. And my adhesive is determined to run away. I did not use a lot of dimensionals on this card. Now, because I have this one already here, I don't need to worry about the spacing too much, but I will tell you that when I was working this out the first time, I did a lot of juggling and trimming to try and come up with what I felt like was the appropriate spacing of them, the size of my strips. So when you make this card yourself, you know, you may need to take a little bit of time as well at first. This would be a pretty easy one to make multiples of. I like to make multiples of my Christmas cards. Okay, there's that piece. Now, for the mind-blowing part of today's exercise, I have, hello Diane, I have used the Stamparatus and what I call using the templates for some time. What I learned today, or not today, this week, sometime this week I think, was a way to make this even a little faster. I would do these one at a time, typically. But what I learned now was a way to do them like all three at once. So I'm going to grab them out of here. And I think this is one of those things I'm not going to be able to verbalize it. I'm just going to have to show you. Now, we're using 3 different inks in this, so I need to be a little, mindful of that aspect, that I need to be able to ink up my stamps individually. If you are working just one color ink, this would be, it's still going to be the bomb, but it would really be the bomb if you were using one ink. All right, let's see how this goes. And if I stayed in the boundary, I just cut out a 1/4 piece of cardstock, and I believe I did. Now, I'm going to stamp this down to show you. I'm just going to use one color because that part is not so worrisome. And I think Mango Melody is right here, so it is the winner. So I'm just going to ink up all 3. Bring them over. And now put down my cardstock. Make sure that it's got everybody there, right? And now, okay, so let's clean this off. I've not done this yet before. Don't you love when you're the guinea pigs for stuff? I hope that's okay. I don't know. Okay, and that is really wet. So I'm going to take a paper towel. I've got to remember to dry off my chamois a little bit. I didn't squeeze enough water out of it the last time. Okay, so this tall stamp is going to be Mango Melody. And then we have one that is going to be Poppy Parade. That's going to be this one. And then one that is going to be Bermuda Bay over here. Okay. All right. They're stamped. They're good. I can do a little cleanup on aisle 4 over here. Now when you come to class this, on the 20th, the 31st, this is what you'll be using. This now becomes my template. So I'm going to get out my cut and emboss machine. Okay, I need a platform. I need this. I need an acrylic plate. I'm going to need this and the dies. They're in here as well. So here's the solid of that one, solid of that one, and the solid of the third one. And I'll use my Post-it tape to hold them in place once I get them in position. Now, this template, you'd only have to make one time, right? But I wanted you to see the whole thing. Try it together, if you will. And just working to get my head out of the way. Tape that one down. And I do not have the magnetic platform. I got pretty comfortable, I guess, using this tape when we didn't have a magnetic platform available, and I've just kind of stuck with it. Now, I'm going to get this out of the way. Now, in reality, yes, we could use those that we just die cut out, but for class, I need 2 sets of these for each person that's coming. So each person is going to have a set like this with their prepped kit, right? So in class, oh my gosh, we are, so here's that beautiful pine die, isn't that gorgeous? Where's the Stamparatus go? Okay, so in class, you'll have the Stamparatus, right? And the template. I'm still in camera, okay. And we will arrange this around all 3 of them like so. And you got to fiddle a little bit to get the white space even around them. And then you're going to put this down, and then you're going to put each little, the die cut pieces are already going to be done. You're going to slide them in place. And then you're going to ink up your stamps. This one's the Bermuda Bay one. And this one is the Poppy Parade one. And then this one is the Mango Melody. And you'll bring it over. Oh, what about that? Oh my gosh, right? That blew my mind. Oh, actually, hold on. I need those. So then you just get out the pieces and you'll hand the Stamparatus to the next person. And they'll do all 3 of theirs. Oh my gosh, right? And then it comes back to me and I clean it up at the end. Okay, now we have these 3. We need to color them in, right? We have these little solid images for them. And they're not exact, okay? So we have that one, and we have that one, we have that one. And I'm going to use the Bermuda Bay stamped off. I tried Coastal Cabana and I tried Pool Party, and in the end I decided that the one I liked the best was just the Bermuda Bay. Okay. Very artsy looking. And then I used Daffodil Delight on the Mango Melody. And I stamped off and I stamped it down. It's kind of freeing to know that you don't have to line it up exactly. And then I like Blushing Not Flirty. I do like Flirty Flamingo, but I like Blushing Bride with Poppy Parade. I got all kinds of stuff falling down over there. Oh my gosh. And I stamped off for it as well. And then voila, we have our 3 ornaments. So I got a lot of dirty stamps over here, and we're ready for all this assembly. I will clean up later. All right, here's our sample. Here is this guy. I have one other thing that I learned kind of by making a few of them. And on the inside, same colors, just stamped it down. Isn't that awesome, Diane? I just love this. I have another fun fold that I learned this week. It's been a busy week in Michelle's life of learning here. And it has so many different uses for it. I can't wait to share. All right, we're going to put dimensionals on the back of these guys, and I'm just using the minis. I did think about using the foam adhesive sheets on this because, we know I like foam adhesive sheets. And I think I've worked out my idea that I shared on Tuesday for what I'm going to make for Hazel and River. So that won't make it next week because that's the card class that's already set. And these little guys don't want to come off. Okay, so Hope taught me something too, that I can just do this and this. And I pick up all of these with one little swoop. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, I'm not surprised that Hope's right. She's brilliant, right? And I'm not quite as neat as she said, that these would just pop up and stack. But they all did definitely pop off. All right, this little guy we're going to put about there. This one I'll let come in about there. And then this one about there. All right. Now, how do you set this up so that it will stand and fold? Remember, it's got to go in the envelope the right size. And when it's flat, it's the right size. So I'm going to put adhesive on this bottom part. And then roughly center it. And so it is, so those ends are flush. Okay, what I figured out on these, I actually used a little strip across the back so that it could slide. Well, what happens is, because it can slide, it let it slide really wide, and I don't necessarily want it to be so wide. So I figured out that, okay, I think I figured out, I should really quantify that. Okay, I folded it flat and come over, in theory, because, we're all guinea pigs, I should be able to glue that down, and then it still stands up, and it folds flat, and it opens. Okay, so it definitely worked. There you go. That's how you do it. Isn't that amazing? All right, let's do some decorating with our little festive pearls. Now, one thing about these little festive pearls is that they're labeled red and green adhesive back pearls. And you look at that, you're like, well, where the heck is the red? Well, the red, it is there, but it's kind of under the flap. So I thought these were kind of cool because they had all the right colors. And my Christmas tree is typically different colors, different colored lights. And the ornaments are the ones that are all special to us, you know, from over the years. That one picked up without any adhesive. Um, this Take Your Pick tool, it's invaluable. Um, everybody needs one. I think they're $10 or $11. Well worth that expense. So I used everything but the silver on this, which is kind of interesting because I've got this little silver look back here. That one is not stuck down. And there you have it. Guys, we learned so much today, didn't we? So here we go. Remember, flush to here, fold it flat, turn it over, adhesive on that, flap it down, and then it will stand and it will fold flat and fit in your envelope because here to here is 5.5 inches and here to here is 4.25. Oh, mind, yeah. And then that whole thing with doing all three at once, man, I'm going to walk on air the rest of the day because this all worked, right? My blog post is up and live. You guys are there watching and helping and encouraging and cheering. It is a great day. I hope that you have a great day as well and that you'll be back next Thursday for the online class. It'll be a whole class. We have 5 cards that we're going to make. And then you still have time to register for either the Christmas card class or the August card club. Subscribe to the club, and then in 6 months, I'll send you a bonus surprise. Everybody have a great day. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope I will have an opportunity to stamp with you very soon. Bye-bye.